Most hard vegetables can be fermented, and radishes are no exception. However, it's not the main ingredient that makes or breaks this ferment. It's all about the additional things that go into the jar. The recipe, along with additional information, can be found on the blog. What I've got here is a bowl of radishes. I've already washed them and removed the leaves. While some people leave the root and the bottom part of the leaves on, I find that it's best to cut them off. I don't want any dirt in my jars, and cleaning these parts is the trickiest. My radishes vary in size. Since I like them bite-sized, I will leave the smaller ones intact and quarter the larger ones. It's also common to slice the radishes. The way they're cut doesn't make a lot of difference, it's up to one's preferences. My additional ingredients include dill leaves, garlic, allspice and bay leaves. I will mix and match them to prepare 3 different versions. One will just contain radishes with no extras. I distribute the dill between the other 2 jars. I add the allspice and bay leaves to one of them. The other gets a clove of garlic. I crush it so that it releases more flavor. Now I put radishes into the jars. I distribute them evenly. The brine comes next. I will only need salt and water. I add the measured amount of salt to my water, then stir until dissolved. I pour the brine into the jars so that all of the ingredients are covered. Fermentation weights will help keep the radishes submerged. This will cut off access to oxygen, preventing mold growth. I leave the lids slightly loose so that carbon dioxide can escape freely. Now I wait. The radishes will sit undisturbed at room temperature. A week is plenty, though it turned out to be 2 weeks in my case. The fermentation of radishes is similar to other vegetables. Lactic acid bacteria consume sugars, excreting lactic acid and carbon dioxide. What is interesting in this particular case is the pigment that gives radishes their distinct red color. It's an anthocyanidin, specifically pelargonidin. Here's what the radishes look like prior to fermentation. And here are the same jars 2 weeks later. Pelargonidin is a pH indicator. It's red in acidic solutions. It's also water-soluble, so it dissolves in the brine, leaving the radishes white. I'll start the tasting with the plain version. The radishes have a marked aroma, sometimes described as farty. This is due to sulfur compounds in them. I don't pick up any off notes. The radishes are a bit springy due to the salty brine sucking some of the water out of the cells. The taste is uncomplicated yet fairly pleasant. Perhaps not as a standalone snack, but I like plain fermented radishes as a side dish. The dill and garlic version is more complex. The aroma's farty quality is muted and barely noticeable. The taste matches it. It's good, I really like this one. Time for the third variety with dill, bay leaves and allspice. The aroma is different, even more complex. So far so good. But what's this? The radish should be springy, not soft and mushy. I managed to find one that's firmer and the taste is fine, complex and pleasant. The texture of most other radishes in the jar is off though, indicating a problem. Perhaps an infection that hasn't yet manifested itself visually. That's one failure out of 3. Not the best result, but it sometimes happens. I'll dispose of this jar and make a new batch. I'll try not to let it sit on the counter for 2 weeks this time.